The Jewish Agency for Israel is the largest Jewish non-profit organization in the world. Its mission is to inspire Jews throughout the world to connect with the people, heritage, and land, and empower them to build a thriving Jewish future and a strong Israel. It is best known as the primary organization responsible for the immigration and absorption of Jews and the families from the diaspora into Israel. Since 1948, the Jewish Agency for Israel has been responsible for bringing 3 million immigrants to Israel, and offers them transitional housing in absorption centers throughout the country. The Jewish Agency played a central role in the founding and the building of the State of Israel. David Ben-Gurion was the chairman of its executive committee from 1935, and it was in this capacity that, May 14, 1948, he proclaimed independence from the State of Israel. It was a natural move for him to then become Israel's first prime minister. In the years before and after the creation of the state, the Jewish Agency oversaw the establishment of about 1,000 towns and villages, and continues to serve as the main link between Israel and Jewish communities around the world. Today, the Jewish Agency operates and/or funds programs worldwide that bring Jews to Israel on Israel experiences trips, such as Masa Israel Journey and Onward Israel. Bring Israel in your community through a variety of Jewish education and communal programs, such as Shlichum, Partnership Together, and programming for Jews in Russian-language countries help vulnerable Israelis and encourage Jewish social action in programs such as Youth Villages, Youth Futures, Young Activism, and Amigor subsidized housing, and facilitate Aliyah and help immigrants integrate into Israeli society. For example, intensive Hebrew language immersion programs in Israel and residential programs for immigrants ages 18 to 35. The Jewish Agency is a non-governmental organization and does not receive core funding from the Israeli government. The Jewish Agency is funded by the Jewish Federations of North America, Keren Hazed, major Jewish communities and federations, and foundations and donors from Israel and around the world. The dozens of programs it supports or operates benefit well over 1 million Israelis and Jews worldwide every year. In 2008, the Jewish Agency won the Israel Prize for its historical contribution to Israel and to the worldwide Jewish community. Current programs. As of 2016, the Jewish Agency sponsors dozens of programs that serve to connect Jews to Israel and to each other. The agency organizes the programs into 4 different categories: Israel Experiences, Israel in Your Community, Jewish Social Action, and Aliyah. Some programs, Israel Experiences. According to its website, the Jewish Agency Israel Experience programs bring young Jews from around the globe to Israel to get to know the country and to deepen their Jewish identities. Taglit Birthright Israel provides 10-day educational trips to Israel for Jews ages 18 to 26 from around the world, completely free of charge. The Jewish Agency is the largest organizational partner in the initiative and is directly involved in bringing over 9,000 participants on Taglit Birthright each year, with a special focus on facilitating Taglit Birthright experiences and related programming for communities in need and for Russian-speaking Jews in the former Soviet Union and Germany. Onward Israel was created by the Jewish Agency and organizes 6 to 10-week professional internships in Israel for students and young professionals who have previously visited Israel on Taglit Birthright or another group tour. Participants come in groups, all from the same community or organization. Masa Israel Journey is a public service organization founded in 2004 by the Government of Israel's Office of the Prime Minister. Together with the Jewish Agency, it includes a portfolio of more than 200 programs in Israel for Jews aged 18 to 30, including study programs, service programs, and career development. Programs last from 2 to 12 months. It sponsors over 10,000 participants per year. MASA provides significant scholarships to participants, performs high-impact outreach, and operates alumni activities. Israel Tech Challenge is a partnership of the Jewish Agency with the Government of Israel's National Cyber Bureau and other partners and donors. It offers trips to Israel of varying lengths for students and young professionals with knowledge in the field of computer science and programming. The programs offer visits with Israeli high-tech professionals and academics, along with experience or training in coding, cybersecurity and/or data science. Match on Lamadrichim trains. In Israel, Jewish counselors of Zionist youth movements around the world, to give them tools for running educational Zionist programs in the home communities when they return to them. It was founded in 1946 by the World Zionist Organization. As of 2013, it had 12,000 alumni from South America, the United States, South Africa, Australia, North Africa, and Europe. NLA allows Jewish teenagers from the diaspora to study and earn a high school diploma in Israel. Students start the program in 9th or 10th grade and graduate after the 12th grade with a full Israeli matriculation certificate. During the first year, students follow an intensive Hebrew language program so that by the end of the first year they are able to speak, read and write in Hebrew. The program is fully subsidized by the Israeli government. The NLA scholarship includes fully subsidized tuition, free ticket to Israel, room and board, health insurance, trips, and extracurricular activities. NLA offers different types of schools all over Israel for candidates to choose from, including secular, national religious, ultra-Orthodox, kibbutz, and urban boarding schools. Israel in your community. In its mission to strengthen the ties between Israel and worldwide Jewry and to promote Jewish culture and identity, the Jewish Agency sends out shlichim, or emissaries, to Jewish communities across the globe, partners Israel and diaspora communities, and operates and/or funds Jewish educational programs for Russian-speaking Jews and their children. It also supports Jewish inclusion and diversity programs. Israel Fellows to Hillel are Israeli young adults who have completed army service and university study. The campus fellows travel for 2 years to North American university campuses with the goal of empowering student leadership and promoting positive engagement with Israel. According to the Jewish Agency, the aims of an Israel Fellow are to create an ongoing Israel presence for Jewish students and the broader community, partner with student organizations, campus study abroad offices, Jewish and Israel studies departments, local Jewish federations, Israeli consulates, and Jewish community centers. Follow through with Taglit Birthright Trip alumni via one-on-one meetings and special programs and events to keep them active and encourage them to continue the Jewish journeys while in college. In 2014-15, 70 fellows were sent to campuses in North America, South America, and other regions. Shlichim are active in communal organizations, Jewish schools, community centers, synagogues, and youth movements. There are also summer shlichim who serve in Jewish summer camps. They serve as a central resource for Israel education in the local community. In the 2014-15 program year, the Jewish Agency sent 1,120 short-term emissaries to summer camps, and 295 long-term emissaries to countries around the world. Programs for Russian-speaking Jewry. According to the organization, 20 years after the collapse, only an estimated 20% of the 800,000 Jews across the broad expanse residents of what is now the FSU are meaningfully engaged in Jewish life around the world. Russian-speaking Jews are estimated to comprise over 3 million people, but the participation in local, mainstream Jewish communities is exceedingly low. The agency therefore runs programs for them that fall into 4 strategic areas of priority: camping, youth education, and consular training. Leadership training visits to Israel focus on facilitation of Aliyah from the former Soviet Union and Germany. FSU summer and winter camps introduce young Russian-speaking Jews in the former Soviet Union to the Jewish heritage, staffed by trained local counselors and Russian-speaking Israeli counselors. Participants are introduced to Jewish history, Jewish customs and practices, and Israel. The camps are followed up by year-round Jewish educational activities. In 2015, camps in the former Soviet Union drew 6,800 participants to sleepaway camps and 455 to day camps. Partnership Together is the peoplehood platform that connects some 450 Jewish and Israeli communities in 46 partnerships. The program has more than 350,000 participants each year. Its goals are to connect the global Jewish family, increase Jewish identity, strengthen Israeli society, create living bridges to Israel and understanding of life in the Jewish state, and increase understanding of the rich variety of religious expression and renewal around the world. The Global School Twinning Network connects schools in Israel to Jewish schools around the world, usually as part of a P2G partnership. Students share projects and communicate via Skype and Facebook. The network includes 668 schools in 334 pairings, serving tens of thousands of children and teens, serving about 52,000 children and teens. Support for religious streams. In 2014, the Jewish Agency allocated $2.8 million to 30 educational programs in Israel under the auspices of the Reform, Conservative, and Modern Orthodox movements. Their goal is to help Israelis understand the varied expressions of Judaism outside Israel, and help Jews worldwide feel that the styles of Jewish expression can find a home in Israel. The Emergency Assistance Fund provides for physical security improvements, such as video surveillance and CCTV, alarms, locks, gates, and reinforced walls, doors, windows, at synagogues, Jewish community centers, schools, and camps so that Jewish communal life can continue in greater safety. Jewish institutions outside Israel, the United States, and Canada are eligible for assistance, and recipients have included institutions in Argentina, Greece, Brazil, South Africa, and others. In 2014, allocations totaled $2 million to 95 communities in 25 countries. Jewish People Policy Institute was established in 2002 by the Jewish Agency for Israel as an independent professional policy planning think tank to promote the identity, culture, prosperity, and continuity of the Jewish people. Every year, Jewish leaders participate in JPPI's conferences and meetings that forecast the Jewish condition. Participants have included Dennis Ross, Shimon Peres, Nathan Sharansky, Malcolm Hoenlein, and Zippy Livni. The Institute conducts meetings, publishes reports and position papers, and produces contingency plans that help the development of Jewish communities around the world. Helping vulnerable Israelis, Jewish social action. According to its website, an integral part of the Jewish Agency mission is helping populations in need in Israel and around the world. Youth Futures is a community-based initiative for mentoring at-risk preteens and adolescents. Each Youth Futures mentor works with 16 at-risk children over the course of 3 years, teaching skills for academic improvement and social integration. In 2014-15, approximately 350 trained Youth Futures staff members worked with 5,000 children and teens, plus 7,000 of their family members, in 200 schools in 35 communities in Israel. In addition to secular and traditional Jews, Youth Futures serves Arab, Bedouin, Druze, and ultra-Orthodox communities. Youth villages provide safe, cost-effective boarding school settings for 850 young people ages 12 to 18 with severe emotional, behavioral and family problems. The 4 Jewish agency youth villages provide intensive, holistic services and help them succeed in and complete high school and enter the Israeli army with their peers. Project 10 brings together young Israelis and the Jewish peers from across the globe to work on sustainable projects in developing regions. Participants spend 3 months working in on-site service projects in vulnerable communities. Project 10 is a service learning program designed to build participants' Jewish identities while they volunteer for others. In 2016, Project 10 runs volunteer centers in Winneba, Ghana, Oaxaca, Mexico, Gondar, Ethiopia, Kibbutz Harduf, Israel, and Arad, Israel. In 2015, the program involved 200 volunteers around the world. Mekanot post-high school service learning programs provide Israeli 18-19-year-olds with a 6-month opportunity for Jewish study, volunteering, skill building, and personal development in the time between their graduation from high school and their induction to the IDF. The programs, which encourage a mix of self-reliance and communal responsibility, give the high school graduates a framework in which to develop latent leadership abilities, and greatly increase their chances of acceptance to a more high-level or elite army unit, which changes the career trajectory for the long term. Participants live, work, and study together in small groups with inspiring role models. There are 4 clusters of such programs: D-Reds, Alma, and Hale are pre-army Mekanot, or preparatory programs, for young people from Israel's outlying regions with few educational or professional opportunities, or from socio-economically depressed neighborhoods. Kolami, which brings together Israeli and diaspora Jews. The diaspora participants stay for 3 months, during which the entire group delves into issues of Jewish peoplehood and Israel engagement. The Israelis then stay on for another 3 months of army preparation. Ahara Bia, whose curriculum is similar to that of D-Reds, but differs in that it is a day program based in urban settings, and therefore meets the needs of those Israeli high school graduates whose families are supported. The young people must stay at home to work or care for family members until their army inductions. Post-army Mekanot help just released IDF soldiers transition into civilian life and learn vocational skills. Young activism includes programs that train and support young adult Israeli volunteers, who then go on to create their own social entrepreneurship projects, thus widening the circles of impact. The young activism programs include support for young communities, groups of idealistic young Israelis who commit to settling long-term in Israel's high-need areas and creating programs that increase local quality of life. Choosing Tomorrow, which encourages university students in Israel's outlying areas to create young communities and settle long-term in the region. Ketzif, which provides extra training and mentoring to some of the young communities to help them build self-sustaining social entrepreneurship businesses that provide cultural or educational benefits to customers. Click, which provides micro-grants to individual volunteers of very small groups to help them launch small-scale local projects. The Young Adults Hub in Arad, where dozens of Israelis and diaspora Jews receive subsidized housing in exchange for the volunteer activities for the city. Netat gives high-performing teenagers an opportunity to rise above the family's socio-economic backgrounds by training them for 4 years in marketable computer skills, leading to certification as computer and network technicians through Cisco systems. The program is in addition to the participants' high school course load and also increases their English comprehension skills. In 2014, around 1,100 teens participated in the program, and another 400 children participated in NETA Junior. Loan funds assist entrepreneurs and business owners in Israel to open or expand their businesses through loans with highly attractive conditions as well as comprehensive business guidance. The Jewish agency acts as a partial guarantor for the loans, to support those businesses that otherwise would have a difficult time qualifying for loans or presenting the necessary collateral for them. The various funds have different eligibility criteria, with some focusing on stimulating the economy in specific regions of Israel, and others focusing on specific populations of business owners, such as Israeli Arabs, Ethiopian Israelis, immigrants, etc. The Fund for Victims of Terror provides 2 forms of financial assistance to those who have been wounded or had family members killed in a terrorist attack or war against Israel. It provides immediate assistance in the 24 to 48 hours after the attack, and it provides subsidies for long-term rehabilitation needs. In 2014, the fund provided emergency grants to 120 families impacted by Operation Protective Edge, and more than 1 million shekels to 80 families with long-term effects from Operation Pillar of Defense. Amigor is a Jewish agency subsidiary that provides housing for Israelis elderly. In 2014, it operated 57 facilities that housed 7,500 seniors, mainly Holocaust survivors. Additionally, it operates 13,000 public housing apartments that provide government-subsidized housing to 40,000 single-parent families, elderly, and new immigrants. The Jewish agency still brings thousands of Jews to move to Israel each year. In 2014, the agency helped a total of nearly 26,500 Olim make Aliyah, the highest number in 13 years. They noted significant growth in immigration from Ukraine and France. The agency continues to support these Olim as they integrate into Israeli society. Aliyah of Rescue is the Jewish agency Aliyah infrastructure that brings Jews suffering persecution or economic distress to Israel. The services include covert operations to help Jews move out of Middle Eastern and North African countries with which Israel does not have diplomatic relations. Pre-Aliyah services are provided by the Jewish agency to prospective immigrants around the world. Agency shlichim, or emissaries, give guidance on issues such as education, housing, health and employment opportunities in Israel. For those who do not have an emissary nearby, the agency provides assistance online and on the phone through its Global Service Center. Additionally, the agency is responsible for verifying that each potential immigrant is eligible for Aliyah under Israel's law of return and, once eligibility is proven, for facilitating the receipt of the Aliyah visa via the local Israeli embassy or consulate. Absorption centers around the country offer temporary housing for new immigrants and provide space for Hebrew instruction, preparation for life and employment in Israel, events, activities and cultural presentations. 17 of the agency 22 absorption centers cater specifically to Ethiopian Olim and provide services tailored to the needs of the Ethiopian community. The other 5 house immigrants from around the world, primarily the FSU, South America, and the Middle East. Alpan. Intensive Hebrew language programs for new immigrants include 5 hours of immersive language instruction, 5 days a week for 5 months. The programs are offered free of charge to all new immigrants. Alpen instructors are certified by the Ministry of Education. Centers for young adults provide Alpen classes, accommodations and a range of services to ease absorption for ages 18 to 35. These centers include the Alpen Education Network for college graduates and young professionals, world.Its in Tel Aviv and Alpen Kinneret in Tiberias, for high school graduates looking for job or army preparation, and Kibbutz Alpen, combining Hebrew instruction with volunteer work on 10 different kibbutzim. It also includes Sela, a program for high school graduates from the former Soviet Union, and Taka, which combines Alpen studies with pre-academic preparatory courses for immigrants headed to Israeli colleges who wish to polish their skills. Wings encompasses an array of services including practical guidance and personal mentorship for young immigrants who joined the IDF as lone soldiers, far from the families. Services for Israeli Arabs and other minority populations, as part of its efforts to strengthen Israeli society and to support vulnerable populations in Israel. The Jewish Agency has, for many years, supported or operated programs that encourage coexistence between Israeli Jews and Israeli Arabs, and programs designed specifically to serve Israel's non-Jewish citizens, and they continue to create new ones. Some of the programs: Youth Futures, the mentorship program for middle school students, is active in 36 locations around Israel. Some localities served by Youth Futures are Jewish, while others are mixed, and, in recent years, the Jewish Agency has begun to serve children and families living in completely non-Jewish locales. East Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, Jaffa, Akko and Mat Asher, Lod, Horfush, and El Qasim. Choosing Tomorrow, one of the agency young activism, social entrepreneurship training programs, includes 3 groups of Arab university and college students who are being trained to create their own social welfare programs that will specifically benefit the local communities. These groups are in Be'er Sheva, the Jezreel Valley, and a group at the Al-Qasimi Arab College. Additionally, Choosing Tomorrow groups in the Negev work to improve medical services to the Bedouin population by teaching Arabic to local doctors and helping them understand and connect with Bedouin culture. Community Food Co-op in Beit Shean. The Jewish Agency is in the process of creating a network of food cooperatives all over Israel, a new market chain that will reduce food costs and encourage neighborhood volunteerism. As of April 2016, stores have opened in Dero and Arad, and one of the next 2 is planned for the Druze town of Beit Shean. Desert Stars is a social entrepreneurship incubator for Bedouin high school students who wish to act as leaders in their communities to create positive social change. Netat is a program supported by the Jewish Agency, in its chapters in Ramla, Nazareth, Acre, Jerusalem, and Tel Aviv, Jaffa. Jewish and Arab teenagers study computers together, they volunteer in community computer labs together, and serve as mentors together to junior high school participants. In addition, Netat has all Arab chapters in Al-Farm, Yarka, and Tira. 25% of all counselors in Netat are Israeli Arab. Akrai Pre-Army Academy includes a mixed Jewish Druze group in which soon-to-be enlisted young Israelis of both religions work together to volunteer, promote coexistence, and prepare for their IDF service. Atadam is a national Israeli program provides scholarships and educational activities to gifted students, funded in part by the Jewish Agency. Most programs serve both Jewish and non-Jewish students, and there are some programs dedicated specifically to the Arab sector. All told, in 2014 ADAM programs included more than 2,340 non-Jewish participants, including Druze, Bedouin Arabs and other non-Jewish Israelis. Additionally, the Alumni Association includes hundreds of Arab, Druze, and Bedouin graduates. Jewish agency scholarship funds benefit Arab recipients as well as Jewish ones. Jewish agency loan funds often help Israeli Arab small business owners to receive bank loans at favorable rates. The 9 different funds act as guarantors. One of the funds specifically aims to assist small business owners who are Arab, ultra-Orthodox, female, Ethiopian, or immigrants.